Okay, guys, welcome to the Chosen One podcast show. If you landed on this podcast episode, you are probably a manifesting generator and a female entrepreneur, coach, or expert. So, welcome, take a cup of tea, and binge listen to all the amazing episodes I have set up for you. Episodes to help you create the right energy and mindset to create the manifesting generator business and life of your dreams. Here we go. Good morning, Queens. Tuesday morning. We're going to the zoo. I'm in the car and I'm like, oh my goodness, I have to record a confession episode. So one of the things I do with my clients is I give them accountability and guarantee exercises, right? And the whole reason behind these exercises is that it helps people break through their own limiting beliefs, their own comfort zone, their old default setting. Because it's so easy to keep doing what we have always done, right? And it sort of keeps us stuck at a certain place, and it doesn't matter what level you are at, but it keeps you stuck at a certain level. And I work with clients, manifesting generators, who have a desire to break through their own level, no matter what that level is. I'm really not that interested what your current level is. I'm just interested if you are at a point in your life and business that you are like, you know what, I want to break through this level and I want to go to the next level, whatever that next level might be. And I'm in the car and I'm putting on this podcast episode from a Dutch entrepreneur. I love listening to her episodes, and she hasn't released an episode for a while now. So I'm looking at it yesterday. I'm like, oh, interesting. Tomorrow I'm going to listen to that episode. I never look what the title is. I know this has a message for me, right? I'm listening to this episode and the beginning is fun, and then all of a sudden it sort of comes to a theme that I'm like, oh my goodness, I know what they're trying to show me here. So the whole theme of this podcast is about it's about more than it was generally about not having time enough. And she sort of describes the situation of an entrepreneur, a very successful entrepreneur, who is stuck at a certain pattern in his mind. He has this very successful book launch, and then he gets all these new clients who desire to work with him, but who are not able to afford his premium coaching. And then he's like, oh, I don't have the time, or I'm too overwhelmed to create something for them. Well, all along, these people, he could easily create something for them. And besides that, it's also very interesting for his business because he has more income, a stable income coming in. Well, doesn't really matter the details, but at a certain point she starts talking about how a lot of entrepreneurs find it very difficult to outsource. And this is where I felt okay, Sophie, now the confession needs to come in, because I woke up this morning with an interesting download, and they showed me, if you have never listened to my episodes before and you're like, what is she talking about when she says they? When I'm talking about they, I'm talking about my guides. So they literally showed me that the balance is the soul is dry. That's basically what they showed me. So I work in my business in a I'm really aware of if the environment is eco-friendly of my business, okay? So just as in nature, it's all about balance, right? You have to nurture, you have to give your plants water, you have to make sure it gets love, the right soul, all of those things, right? And in your business, that's the same thing. And I have to, I think we all have the tendency, when we are not very strong in our own energy, that we get into the rat race of the whole online business world, where it's all about getting, which is basically where the whole world, like a lot of people in the world are in that mindset, right? It's all about getting more. But if you're running a soul-led business, like all of us are, it is not about getting more. It's about being a part of the world and playing your role in the best way possible. And that literally means that we have to be very energetically aware of the ecosystem of our business and always tune in, where am I at and how are things doing, and what is required from me. So this morning I really allowed myself to retune in, is that a word? Reconnect basically with my ecosystem. And I was like, okay, what is my desire for this month? I know what my desire is. I know what my goal is, right? I know very clear what my goal is. This is something I work on with my clients in the MG Dream Academy as well. They have very clear intentions and goals for the month, because it's super easy to be very chaotic when it comes to your goals and to have like so many goals. If you're a manifesting generator, I always advise to have one main goal and then let everything work out, like all the other things sort of work out. So I have one main goal for this month. And for me, my goal has to do with allowing in new clients for the MG Dream Academy, because that is the best way I can serve my clients. It's my best work, right? It's my way of really, contributing to the world. It's a part of what I do, right? So that is my goal. And I always have to check if I'm not distracting myself with other stuff. Also, when we have a specific goal, we have to understand that it's already given to us, right? The universe, God, desires the thing that we want as well. Desire means of God. So if you have a desire, it's already yours. God has already given to you. But in order for you to see it in your physical reality, we are required to do our part. And I'm currently crossing a huge billboard with the word spirit on it, which is so beautiful. So we have to do our part, right? And this is where the game actually becomes interesting. And I feel like this is a part that is very overlooked by a lot of entrepreneurs and a lot of coaches as well. They only teach you to go. But we have to understand it's an ecosystem. Your business is an ecosystem. So what is required from you? Are you giving unconditionally? Where are you not yet giving unconditionally? Where are you stuck in a mindset of scarcity or necessity or entitlement? How can you shift that around? What if you would trust that at the end of the month you have your goal? What would you then do? How would you give back to your business? How would you give back to the people who follow you? How do you give back to the people in your energy field? So these are all such beautiful questions to ask, and immediately while speaking these words into existence, I get a download for a way I can give back. So I love that. I'm gonna feel more into that today. I'm really loving it. I'm excited about it. Okay, thank you guys. So these are beautiful questions to ask. And when she was talking, like this other entrepreneur in her podcast show, about outsourcing, it also really occurred to me that whenever I feel overwhelmed in my business, it is a sign, not per se that I'm not outsourcing things. It is a sign that my ecosystem in my business is not in the best condition, right? So it's a sign for me to look and see, where am I too much in the me energy? Where am I too much taken? And where am I invited to give more. And this is also related to becoming better in outsourcing things. And this is interesting because as manifesting generators, we move very fast, right? But I will have to say that an aligned manifesting generator is way more patient than a non-aligned manifesting generator. So when I'm in a phase that I don't feel like super aligned, I notice myself being in a hurry all the time. And this is something I can notice in my personal relationships as well, in my relationship with my husband, in the energy of my daughter. I notice it when I'm in a non-aligned MG energy and I'm like rushing. I'm rushing through the day. I'm rushing through the things I want to get done, right? And it's a very non-attractive energy. And the way you know if your energy is not attractive is if you get a lot of pushback from your environment. So my husband and my daughter are my perfect mirrors to see where am I at energetically, right? Am I relaxed? Am I aligned? Or am I pushing things? So this week, the energy is beautiful. So I know I'm like, okay, I love it. I'm getting back into the aligned energy here. I'm refocusing my energy. While I'm saying this, I also want to emphasize that sometimes being less aligned is a very good thing, because when we are less aligned, there's also a new desire born in our system that says, ooh, I wish to be more aligned again. So not being super aligned for a bit can really help us to get even more aligned, right? So I love every phase of my business and my life, and I embrace it all. But we do want to have these tune in moments, right? Where we tune in and feel like, okay, where am I currently at? Coming back to the outsourcing part, I actually have a virtual assistant, or I work with a virtual assistant. Let me put it this way, because I don't have anybody. Nobody is mine. I work with a virtual assistant. And when I get in my like crazy MG mode and I want everything super, super, super fast and it needs to be done right now, I find it very difficult to outsource any task because I'm like super impatient. I want it now. I want it done yesterday. Being an MG means that I can do basically everything I desire. So I don't mind I can do a checkout page. I can do whatever. But it doesn't serve my energy doing all these things. It actually makes me pretty overwhelmed, and it takes away energy from the thing that I am supposed to do here, which is serve at the highest level, right? So listening to this podcast episode was an eye-opener for me as well, to be very aware of it, like to have like basically another sign for myself to notice, like, hey, when I have trouble, when I'm not really giving any tasks to my VA, that's a sign. That's a sign that I have to pay attention, right? So funny enough, I started signing off tasks again to my VA. Really excited about that. And I'm just really excited for this week and for the rest of this month, and to see what is going to unfold, to see what beautiful magic is going to come to all of us, how I can serve, how I may serve. And I just want the same thing for you. So I just hope that you have a beautiful, eco-friendly system, and that this episode contributes to you feeling more aligned in your energy, to know that you are amazing, that no matter where you are at in your business and your life, if you would like scale yourself on a scale from 0 to 10 of being aligned or non-aligned, even if you're like 0 and you feel like completely non-aligned, you are still amazing. Everything in every phase always serves a higher purpose. And that's just basically my reminder for you today that you're freaking amazing. So I hope this helps. I loved recording it. I'm now almost in the city of Amsterdam. We're going to the zoo. Haven't been there for such a long time. I'm not like a complete fan of this zoo. At least the first time I went there, I wasn't a complete fan of it because I went there as a child so often, and it just was so different coming back there as an adult with my own child. So I don't know, the experience was a little bit weird the first time, and I also I'm energetically such as a different place, right? I'm feeling the energy of the animals. I'm like, oh my god, this is a little sad for these animals. I don't know if they have the best life here, but let me just see what happens today. Maybe it had to do with the energetics where I was at that moment. So I'm very curious to see if it's a different experience today. And just remember, guys, everything is energy first. So use your psychic abilities. Use your intuition to tune in to what it is that your business requires. I know that each and every one of you is so intuitive and so able to feel the energetics. And I had this beautiful conversation, and then I will wrap it up, with one of my clients yesterday. And I gave her this exercise, right? She's working with 3 clients currently. And I basically gave her the exercise to energetically feel into all these 3 people individually and come up with a portal for each one of them, just based on the energetics, so without actually using her mind. And this is something that you guys are all able to do. You are all able to use your energy. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap it up here. It's okay, I can listen to my baby and I'm like, she's done, it's done. But I just want to let you know that you have an amazing energetic gift, and use it. Okay, love you guys, and we'll talk soon.